All right, in this video, I'm going to finish out the last of the problems on this note sheet. So problem number 8, I'm going to zoom in on it. We have a function f of x, and we're supposed to find f of 4 using synthetic division. So we know if we're looking at f of 4, that means that x is equal to 4. So we're going to use that 4 with the coefficients from f of x. So first coefficient is 1, x squared is 2, x is negative 5, and the constant is 16. A little workspace here. There's my 1. 4 times 1 is 4. Add vertically. 2 plus 4 is 6. Multiply. So 4 times 6 is 24. Add vertically, that's going to be 19. Let's see, 4 times 19 is going to be a number that's not going to happen in my head. All right, that's 76. And then if I add vertically, that's going to be 16 plus 76. I get 92. And let's make sure I didn't do anything dopey when I was solving this problem. So I'm just doing a quick mental double check on the parts that I can do mentally. And yes, so f of 4 is equal to 92. Remember, when you are doing these synthetic division problems, this remainder is the function value at whatever value you use. I know that sounds kind of weird, but if we were going to try to find f of 3, we'd use a 3 here. And we would say that this remainder, whatever we get, is equal to f of 3. All right, so that's the idea behind that particular problem. Let's slide on over to number 9, and we're going to do it again. Okay, so let g of x, we have that equal, and we're going to find g of 4. So we know that x is equal to 4. So we're going to use 4 with synthetic division. Now for this problem, we've got x cubed. We have x squared. We need a placeholder for x, and then we have our constant. So make sure you're using those placeholders as needed. First number is going to drop straight down. There's 2. 4 times 2 makes 8. Add vertically, that's 0. 4 times 0 is 0. Add vertically, that's 0. 4 times 0 is 0. Add vertically is 10. So these numbers worked out a lot nicer than the last one, in all honesty. So my remainder is 10, which means that g of 4 is equal to 10. Okay. So that's the nice part about using synthetic division to find these. Sometimes the numbers are really nice and easy to work with. Sometimes not so much. Just depends on the problem. Okay, let's see. Problem number 10. Now, in problem number 10, we have a cubic function, and we're supposed to determine all the zeros and determine all the factors. So first thing I want to do is look at just the graph. And I notice that my graph crosses at negative, I believe that's negative 4. So 1, 2, 3, yeah, it's negative 4. So one of my zeros is x equals negative 4. And my graph crosses here at positive 1. So I'm going to use those two values along with the original function to find the third zero, find the third factor, and then the third zero. Okay? So let's see. The two factors I know for certain, I'm going to reverse these two zeros. So it says x is equal to negative 4, which means that's going to get me x plus 4 as a factor. And x is equal to 1 means my factor would be the opposite of that, or x minus 1. And there's going to be another factor that I need to find. So one of the ways to do this, I'm actually going to set it up as synthetic division, and I'm going to do it twice. So I'm going to start with, doesn't really matter which one, but I'm going to start with negative 4 first. Use my coefficients, so 5, 16, negative 17, and negative 4. Let's go ahead and drop that straight down. So there's 5, negative 20. What's that going to be? That's going to be -4. That's going to be positive 16, -1, positive 4, remainder is 0. So now it's going to look a little bit weird, but I'm going to restart my synthetic division, but this time I'm going to use 1. And I'm going to work with these coefficients that are left here. So there's going to be a 1 here, little workspace. And I can ignore the 0 now because that's basically it just gone from the problem. So drop that 1 down. 1 times 5 is 5. That's going to be a positive 1. That's positive 1. That's 0. So here's my remainder. My next term over is the constant. And then this is going to be my x value. So that other factor, that third factor in this problem is 5x plus 1. So determine all the factors. I did that. Determine all of the zeros. I am missing a 0. I need to take my third factor that I just found, set it equal to 0, and solve. So x is equal to -1/5. So x is equal to -4, x is equal to 1, x is equal to -1/5. Which, if I look at my graph down here, it kind of makes sense, all right? It's between 0 and -1 and much closer to the 0. So yeah, that works. All right, last problem is actually just like, I believe it was an 8 and 9. So given f of x, use synthetic division to determine f of 3. So f of 3 means x is equal to 3. So I'm going to set up my synthetic division using my coefficients 4, -5, 8, and -2. So drop the first one straight down. 3 times 4 makes 12. What would that be? 7. 3 times 7 is 21. Let's see, 8 and 21 makes 29. 3 times 29 is going to be, I believe, I want to say it's 87. 3 times 29, it is 87. And then 87 plus -2 is going to be 85. All right, quick double check to make sure I didn't do anything goofy as I was solving this, because I have been known to make mistakes and I'd like to not do that as I finish up the video. Okay, so that's my remainder, which means f of 3 is equal to 85. All right, so that's the last part of this video. If you have any questions or concerns about any of these types of problems or how to use synthetic division, long division, how it all relates to the remainder theorem or the factor theorem, please let me know.